Hello and welcome back to my F1 2021 My Team career mode for the jewel in the crown that is, of course, the F1 calendar. It is the Monaco Grand Prix and it is absolutely chucking it down. It is full wet weather, and of course, if you have missed any of the previous episodes, check out the card annotation in the top right hand corner of your screens and you can find the whole series up there. But Monaco, looking at the starting grid, Bottas is on pole with Hamilton in second. Verstappen third with Leclerc fourth and Carlos Sainz in fifth. Norris is in sixth with Ricciardo seventh. Gasly and Vettel then line up next with Alonso rounding out the top 10. Lance Stroll, our man, is in P11 with Yuki Tsunoda 12th. Ocon 13th with Perez in 14th. Russell 15th. 16th for myself, getting into Q2, but then unfortunately nothing more we could really do. Then the Alfa Romeos of Raikkonen and Gio, and we're now looking at the strategy. So one stop, full wet tyres, but if we look at my prediction compared to what the AI are going to be doing, our tyre wear is so much better than what everyone else's is. So at this stage, we are thinking about potentially maybe doing a Esteban Ocon zero stopper. That is what we're thinking about maybe doing in this race. We'll have to wait and see wherever it works out for us, but the lights are coming on now for the Monaco Grand Prix. Starting from P16, it's 5 red lights and we are underway. And it's a fairly decent start in these monsoon conditions. Can't see a thing as we run down in towards turn 1. Have to be very cautious. No heroics into Sander Vot, remember, as we go round the outside of Kimi Raikkonen, then wheel to wheel slightly with George Russell up the hill into the casino section. We weren't brave enough, unfortunately, to go for the overtake there on George Russell, just running out of room. We don't want to get damaged this early into the Monaco Grand Prix as we get now head down in towards Mirabeau, sending up the inside on George Russell, now wheel to wheel with the Williams driver. We could have potentially maybe got more positions there on Sergio Perez and the others, but not really worth the risk as the yellow flag has come out, as it always does, into what's it called? The hairpin. The Lowe's hairpin. That's what it's called. The Lowe's hairpin here at Monaco. Very slow corner. And P15, so not really too much gain, but it is Monaco, of course. Overtaking is near impossible, especially when you're myself in the slowest car on the game. But if we can stay with this train, and the tyre wear is better than predicted, and the potential for a zero stopper is there, then we could gain quite a lot of positions. But the task is really to stick with Sergio Perez ahead of us. Here on lap 4 now, out of 39. Perez, not too far on the road, 1.5 seconds ahead of us, with Ocon ahead of him. And then if we look at the track map, the rest of the drivers aren't running away. I mean, you've got the Mercedes heading down into the final couple of corners at the moment as we're heading into the Nouvelle chicane. So there is a gap, obviously, as is going to be expected, but it isn't massive. So there is a chance. Obviously, we don't know where we're going to come out. Obviously, there's still quite a bit until the rest of the guys come into the pit lane. They could be coming into the pits now. They could be coming into the pits a lot later in the race. We get very close there on the exit of Rascas. Now following Sergio Perez, actually catching up quite a bit. 1 second the gap between myself, Perez, and Esteban Ocon. Ocon looking like he is holding up Sergio Perez at this stage of the race. And we've got the other Alpine and the Aston Martins just ahead of them with, I believe that is the Alpha Tauri of Yuki Tsunoda as well, because I believe Gasly is in the McLaren sandwich at the moment up ahead. But if we look at the McLarens, looking at the Ferraris, there is a gap now forming between them and the Alpine and the Aston Martin. Lap 14, nobody into the pits as of yet, as we get our first warning for exceeding track limits. Now, we don't want to get too many of those, because if we do the one stopper and the other guys catch up to us and we park the bus, a penalty could really shoot us down the standings. And if we are in a points position, it could mean the difference between scoring 1 point today or scoring nothing. But we won't get ahead of ourselves at the moment. We're still going to focus on our own race. Just try and get to the end on these tyres. Nursing these wet weather tyres. Not pushing them too hard at this stage of the Grand Prix. Lap 24 and drivers are pitting. We are up into P9 now in this race. Of course, we're going for that zero stop strategy. Remember, we've committed to it now. There's no going back. If we pit, we'll be miles behind the rest of the field, and we're currently in a points position. Yes, okay, it's only 2 points, but that is a massive amount. That's like Mercedes winning a race to us, okay? That is huge. As we look at the tyre wear, 62% on that rear left, 33 laps out of 39 at the moment. Fernando Alonso all over the back of us. We've also got Sebastian Vettel behind him, and we are forming a train at the moment as the leaders are actually catching up to us. So not too sure how that's going to work out. Potentially could be some crashes as they try to work their way through the back markers here in Monaco, because it's very difficult to overtake, even for a car lapping another one. But Valtteri Bottas wins the Monaco Grand Prix. They got through us with no real altercation. Actually, no, they didn't. They're still behind us, so they never actually got past us there, as we are now 72% worn tyres on that rear left. Fernando Alonso all over the back of us. It's going to be about the traction out of the final corner here, through the last corner, then into the right of Anthony Nose. We've got to get the traction down, not lose too much time here. Fernando Alonso, he's not going to gain, and it's going to be first points here for the Big Guns Racing team. The zero stopper working an absolute treat, and it was a sweaty race here in Monaco. It was a tough race. The wet weather made it really difficult to get the car. The car just felt so heavy, especially on the wheel. My shoulders were literally killing me after this race. But P9 in the standings, our first points this season for myself and also for Big Guns Racing. That puts us up into P15 now in the drivers' standings at the moment, 2 points, and of course P8 in the constructors, jumping Williams and staying ahead of Alfa Romeo and Haas. But that's going to do for the Monaco Grand Prix. If you guys have enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And until the next one, I'll see you then. Goodbye.